Okay, so the question is, do you marry someone because you want to be married to them, or do you marry someone because they want to be married to you and you can see yourself being married to them? So, for instance, the show that I was talking about, bruh, he said he loved her more than anyone ever in his life, right? This is the love of his life, but he's not ready to get married. He's not ready to get married because he feels like there's other women that he's still attracted to and he wants to sleep with, and he doesn't think he can be faithful. But then he's also in a relationship with her. So you still have an issue, because if you can't be faithful, then you shouldn't be in a relationship, not a monogamous one anyway. And this is the goal of their relationship, is monogamy, and this is what the woman wants. She wants monogamy. So as far as his issue goes, he doesn't need to be in a relationship at all, because his concern of getting married is that he's not ready to be monogamous, basically. So this begs the question, he ended up getting married, right? So he married the woman who is the love of his life that he was not ready to marry. But she gave him an ultimatum, so they're married. Now, my question to you is this. Do you get married because the person wants to get married, or because you're ready to get married? And I'm going to explain that because you're not ready to be married doesn't mean that you don't want to be married. But this is the thing. So in our day and age, there are a lot of people who are comfortable being in very long-term relationships, acting married, wanting all of the benefits of married life, wanting all of the treatment of married people, but not wanting to actually get married because they said they're not ready. So if you're not ready to get married, why are you locking somebody down for 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years? We're not going to say to the people, oh, why are you allowing it? We're not going to talk about that part, because they're going to say they love them. That's usually the answer. The person stays in a relationship because they love the person they're with. But the question is for the person who is not ready to be married. And it's not always the man. Sometimes it's the woman. So I am just begging the question. I'm going to put it as the person. For the person who's not ready to get married, why do you stay in a relationship? I feel like that's really selfish, and it's really inconsiderate, and it's really, again, very selfish, because I feel like you know that the person that you're with is ready to get married, and here you are dangling it like, oh, I'm not ready because I'm not ready. And it's no real good excuse. I hate when people say, oh, my finance is not in order. And it's stuff like that. Stuff that it's like, if we stay together, nothing's going to change. So we're together and your finances are not together, but we're still in a relationship. We're still in a monogamous relationship. In a lot of cases, they live together. They do these things together. And the man is still talking shit about why he can't get married. The woman is still talking shit about why they can't get married. And from what I've found, I feel like it's just selfishness. Either they're stepping out, they're still dealing with other people, and they feel like if they get married, it's wrong all of a sudden. I've seen that. Or they feel like if they get married, then they're really locked down, even though they're not locked down now. I feel like people that do that, and it's not always men, so I can't say that, but I feel like people that do that are just very selfish. I don't care how we want to put it. I don't care how it comes across. I just feel like people are just really, really selfish when they do stuff like that, because basically you're just dangling the carrot. Me personally, I've never been big on marriage, but I've had that issue in both of my long-term relationships. Like at one point in both relationships, I wanted to be married, or at least the idea of, planning towards getting married, and it was always like something, you know what I mean? I felt like it was always like, we'll do it, but, in one relationship, I was engaged. I had, the ring and everything, but it was still like this. I feel like the ring was kind of like a shut up ring. Like, here you go, we'll get married. Don't ask me nothing else. The other relationship, it was, yeah, let's get married right now. Then after the whole 6 years goes by, I found out he was married the entire time, so we couldn't have gotten married anyway. So I always feel like the person that's in this long-term relationship that's dragging their feet, because there's always one person, is selfish. And I feel like people need to realize what they want and what they don't. So in the show I was talking about, he did not want to marry her, yet he married her anyway because she wanted to get married. I don't suggest this. So this is what I'm saying. I've personally never been married, but I would never get married if I didn't want to be married, and which is why I'm not married now. I don't agree with just getting married because you've been together X, Y, Z amount of years. I don't agree with getting married because the person you're with is pressuring you and you figure you're with them anyway. But my thing is this: if you're with somebody more than 2 years and they're, pushing marriage and, questioning marriage, and you know that you don't want to marry them, just end the relationship. Because why are you with somebody now another 4 years and you still not married? Then you add another year to that and you still not married. And you know this person wants to get married, but yet you're comfortable having kids with them. You're comfortable living with them. You're comfortable buying a home with them. You're comfortable getting a car with them. You're comfortable tying yourself to them in all these other ways, but marriage is a problem because of whatever the reason is. I think y'all should just stop doing that. Stop getting married off of pressure, and stop staying in relationships with people that you know you don't want to marry. That is the summary of these 2 long ass videos. Let me know what y'all think, okay? Those were my 2 main ideas. Let me know what y'all think.